Hi, it's the Woolista, and I have not shot a video in months. I've just gotten away with it. The weather started to get warmer, so I got a big garden going. I like to be out playing in the dirt, but it got chilly again, so I was like, oh, maybe I'll shoot a video and catch some people up. Let's see what I've been up to. You can find me on Instagram also as the Woolista, on Ravelry, where I have a picture and descriptions and the type of yarn I used or whatever I'm working on of every project I do is listed there. YouTube, where you're probably watching, and that's about it to find me. Let's see. I'll start with finished objects. I don't even have all my finished objects. They've either went out the door or I don't even remember what all I finished since my last show. But the ones I did remember, I grabbed. Alright, so let's start with this fun piece. I took a class with my girlfriend at Longtail Knits, and I made this like art piece. And it's just a wrap. It's, you know, not something you'd wear every day, of course. It's just kind of something artsy. And you put it on. Oh, shit. Gotta leave your head in there. And you just kind of fluff it over your shoulders. And it's a statement piece, a little art piece. Keeps your shoulders warm, like if you have a beige. This one's beige and pink. And I think she made hers brown, my girlfriend, like a brownish and a beige. But as soon as I saw it hanging on a mannequin, I was like, ooh, I want that. It's just a fun, like, artsy piece. The pictures online hang a little better. There. It will look good with a pink shirt or a beige turtleneck. Some people don't like it. They're like, what is on? Because I wore it a couple times and I got good reviews and bad reviews. But, hey, if it's your thing, go with it. That's what I say. I like it. It's all that matters. And it's just a fun piece. What else? So yesterday, I think it was, I made some little flip-flops for a friend of mine to take to a shower. So I made this pattern, and they turned out, it's kind of hard to tell without the baby's foot in them, but they turned out this cute. So that's ready for her. They just turned out adorable. I've never made them before, and it's a pretty easy pattern. It is the crochet baby strap flip-flops. And it turned out to be pretty easy. Very quick. I didn't realize how quick it would be. Another finished object. Let's do my charity. I did this pattern just to see if I could do it. I was like, oh, these curly things look kind of interesting. And these little curly cues. So I made like a vintage looking scarf for charity. So I'm going to put that in the bag to go now that everybody has seen it. So I kind of like how that turned out in those colors together. Reminds you of the 50s, I believe. And then I'm trying to use up some of that yarn. The lady that I took care of for so many years, when she passed, I got probably the amount of 2 or 3 yarn stores. Not even kidding. And all for like the last year, every Tuesday when I go to the crochet group, the charity group I work with, I bring in yarn and just give it away. I store it here because I have the biggest craft room. I have my own garage, so I use it as a craft room. But with the corona happening, I'm like, I need to give this yarn away. And it's not moving as quick, but that's okay. I'll just keep storing it for them, and whenever this lets up, I'll just be bringing them more yarn. We donate hundreds and hundreds of pieces each year. Hats, scarves, gloves, blankets. One of the ladies does an alopecia drive, so we make her really, really soft hats. I also made my stepmom a hat and scarf, but that's already given away. But it's on my Ravelry page, Ravelry.com, and you just have to friend request me, and I'll accept you. And then you go to my projects, and you see everything that I make. There's notes on them, pictures, all that jazz. So these are some more charity hats that I'm making, just to use up some of that yarn. So I made that one. This one's a little bigger. It's kind of like I can't tell if it's man size. I think it's a man size. It's way big for my head. I have a small head anyway. But I think this one's more like a there's not too much space. So I think it'd be like a big man size. This one I think would be a kid size. It's just a little snug. I'm trying out different numbers because this one's really easy to make. Let me grab some. I have another one in the works. What you do is just, the ladies that I crochet with, they make them all the time, and I'm like, huh, how nice is that? You literally crochet like a horizontal piece. Depending on how big you want the hat, depends on how many, stitches that you crochet. And then at the end, you just fold it up like this, seam it up right here along the edge, scrunch the top, and seam it, and then flip your ends up. That would be the cuff of your hat right here. You just flip it up. And it's the quickest thing to make a hat. And I was like, oh, that's perfect to use this yarn up for the charity group. So I've made a couple of those. But I also like to, what's the word I'm looking for? Challenge myself. If I find a pattern that I like and I'm like, oh, let's see if I can do that. That is me. I might take a couple months trying to figure it out and bat myself in the head a couple times, but I'm like, oh, I did it. And now I know I can do it. Some things I only do once, and I'm like, oh, okay, I did that. That's cool. Like the curly cues. I don't know if I'll ever do the curly cues again, but it was really cute. Let's see what else have I got going on here. Oh, from new purchases. So those are done, and the charity items. A new purchase. The lady that I bought, lady and guy, I mean it's not just one person. They own a farm in PA, I believe. Oh, not PA. This one's in Massachusetts, MA. And I absolutely loved their wool. So I called them and ordered. Last time I got a slate gray. This time I got it's white. It's all natural, so it's more like a little cream. It's 100% merino. Oh, God, it's so nice. Greenwood Hill Farm. And they are now on Ravelry, I saw. She's, or you can get her on Facebook. That's how I did it. I Facebook Messenger. And then when I was entering this into Ravelry, into my stash, I saw that they're finally on Ravelry. I was like, oh, nice. Their wool is beautiful. Just beautiful. I don't know what I'm going to make with that yet. My mind's going like, oh, what can I do with it? We'll see. I have a little bit of a stash going, and it's okay. I'm just saving up for my retirement. I don't think I've done a video since we did Wild and Woolly. I think I did, my last video I believe was before then. So if some of this is, if I'm saying it again, bear with me. At Wild and Woolly, I bought from Laughing Cat Fibers this really cool yarn, and it glows in a black light. So cool. I think it's going to be so fun. Not sure what I'm doing with it yet. I'm talking to my husband about somehow putting a light on the motorcycle and I don't know, making gloves or rips in my jeans, or I'll think of something and it'll be cool. I also, from Tina's Twisted Fibers that day for helping out, got a Sweet Seduction. And this colorway, I love it. It's gorgeous. That dark pink and light pinks together. Just absolutely love it. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. I'm looking at some shawls. I like the smaller shawls. I know I won't wear big ones. Maybe in 30 years from now I'll wear big ones, but I like the smaller shawls because then you could just spruce up a shirt a little bit. Sarah gave me faux cashmere that day in this colorway that just rocks. It's called It's the Great Pumpkin. And she's from Spin Me a Yarn. And her colorways just rock. Look at that, like apple green. So cool. Can't wait to spin that up. I don't think it was there. These are a couple of minis that I got somewhere. I think one I got in California. The other one I got some store I ran into. One is Hedgehog Fibers. This one right here. And one is, what's it called? Dream in Your Color. I don't remember where I got that one. May have gotten it as part of a gift, come to think of it. Anyway, on with the show. I'm collecting minis right now to do something cool with them. I like granny squares and striped, like old style blankets, that type of thing. I love those, so it could happen to be one of those. Let's see, we also went to Tennessee recently, right on the cusp of the corona happening. And I went to my favorite store down there, and it's called Smoky Mountain Spinnery. She dabbles in a whole bunch of stuff. So she does rug making, weaving, spinning, crocheting, knitting, everything. She has a little bit of everything. Her store is, you can find just about anything at a reasonable price there. For her yarn anyway. I don't recall, she has some expensive yarns. I got the hiccups, hold on. Okay, I think they're gone. This lady that I worked with, Flo, years and years ago, I kid you not, she's like, anytime you get the hiccups, she's like, you take 7 long drinks and do not breathe. And it works for me every single time. They're gone. So I had gotten, when I went with my girlfriend Janie, we went to what the hell is it called? Maryland Sheep and Wool. Huge festival. And I got these buttons and they had spinning wheels on them. So went to Mountain Spinnery in Tennessee. She had earrings to match my buttons. I was so excited. They're pewter. And I had ran into another, I think the same person who sells these at Rhinebeck. And they did not have these spinning wheels and earrings, or I would have gotten them then. And Callie has to come up and say hello. She just jumped on the table. Let's see, this is also, the lady from Mountain Spinnery goes to Maryland every year. Of course not this year because of Corona, because it was canceled. And she buys one of the prize-winning fleeces. And let me tell you, she probably stands in a long line because when I was there, they were wrapped. I would say there was probably at least 100 people in line the second that the gates opened, waiting to buy the prize-winning fleeces. So this is 100% merino. It was a reserved champion from 2019. So I think I bought 4 ounces of this fleece. And let me tell you, look at this. It still needs washed, and it's completely full of lanolin. It's beautiful. Look how it's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like just gorgeous. Look at that. I just fell in love with it when I looked at it. So I still need to wash this. And this is a very fine, 100% merino is fine. So I will be probably hand picking it instead of putting it through my box picker. I don't want it to destroy the fleece. And then I might drum card that one. I'll probably drum card that one before I spin it. Speaking of fleeces, my dad, I think I told you guys, got 3 sheep for my youngest sister's 4-H project, her senior 4-H project. And 2 of them are Dorset and Merino mix, and 1 is a purebred Dorset. So they just got sheared for the first time a few weeks ago. It might have even been a month ago now. I mean, time goes very fast. So I washed 2 of them so far. Washed and dried them. And I am pulling them apart. Hand picking a lot of it. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I might card one of them and then comb the other one just to see the difference in how they react and how they spin up. I do have a couple things in mind for the final project, but I don't want to say it'll be a surprise. So I'll leave that there. I don't have pictures on here of what I'm going to make with this, but this is going to be a fade. And it was, again, at the Mountain Spinnery. I just fell in love with it. And this is 45% merino, 25 baby alpaca, 15% yak, and 15% silk. I can't even tell you the squishiness. Can you see the squishiness and feel the squishiness over the camera? It is just, it's so soft. But I've got these 5 colors to fade. I thought they all looked really good together. That group of colors. They're like a subdued, light, fallish color. And look at this green. I love green anyway, but look at that green. Moss green. Yeah, these colors I think are just going to go great together in a fade. Alright, these tags are getting in the way. So, It's a shawl that fades with all these colors. These, and I also bought this just because it had the coolest hat. The pattern is on my Ravelry. It's just a cap with mountain or bears and a couple stars, and it was made out of these two colors right here. It's almost a complete black and a dark gray. And it's a thicker cap. This is worsted, 2-ply worsted. It's a bulky, and it's not as soft, but it's a really cool hat. I was like, I want to make that. And that was all I got there, which is enough to make 3 projects. Other than that, I've just been sitting at home. So we went over the charity stuff I made recently. We went over new purchases since the last show. What I'm working on now. Still working on my black. It's called Easy Goes It. And I've gotten a little further on that. You definitely have to work under a light when you're working with black, especially at my age. So this is going to be the shawl. And I was working on it. I must have picked it up wrong and then kept working on it, and I had to frog a section like this out of it. I was like so pissed because it was definitely not looking the way it should have looked. So I had to go back quite far. So that's how this is going. And I like the different textures. If you can see it up close, can you see the ridges and the different textures in it so far? It'll probably really pop whenever I block it after I'm done with it completely. And there's Callie. So yeah, every couple sections there's just like a little pattern. So I'm really going to like that. It's all black, thin, light. It is a snot to knit up with that kind of black. It's like, it is fingering, so it's really thin. Callie gets jealous when I'm doing anything but holding and petting her, huh? Yes, you do. I started last night. A lot of people are doing this one right now. It's called The Breathe and Hope by Casapinka. Casapinka is the one who made the pattern. It's called Breathe and Hope. I love the colorway that it was done in, but they didn't post it anywhere. That like really mint, pretty green with some pinks. Some dyers have come really close to it. I just went with a kit that was already available at Around the Table Yarns in Shaker Heights. They're selling online during all this event. They have Zooms, so you can get together with them at different times during the day. And so far, I am here. This colorway, it's 2 different colors, and this kit involved, it's called, I had never heard of this one before, Socks Yeah by Coop Knits. So it's that blue, and then I paired it was paired with Tina's Twisted Fibers C to C. And I think that pairing is going to go great. So, I like how it's looking so far. It's got those streaks of yellow in it. I think it's going to look great with blues and blue jeans and stuff. Which that's what I'm wanting. Some shawls in different colors, so I can dress different shirts up and such. And then I probably will go back to making blankets and rugs and stuff because I can only wear so much. I've got some sweaters in mind to I usually go over events in the area that are coming up. There are none, of course, not with the COVID going on. But what is cool is Wool and Fiber Arts on Facebook. Because of all the fiber events that are closed, a lot of farmers, that's how they make their money. They sell their stuff during these fiber events, and they live on that. So they're really hurting right now, not being able to go to these events and show their stuff. So Wool and Fiber Arts, I believe is what the page is. If you want to know it, just message me and I'll give you the direct link in Facebook. They put on a virtual show. They rounded up, I think it was something like 200 vendors, and gave them all a 30-minute time slot. Granted, some of them had a little more technical trouble than others because they're used to running farms. A lot of them have never shot a video. They did the best they could. I bared in mind, and they will sell you anything on their farm, but they gave their best effort. So for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every 30 minutes was a different farm. And they were just holding their stuff up and being like, number 13, this is such and such, and I'm going to sell it to you for whatever. And then you see all the comments and posts on the side, and I mean, it was just selling like hotcakes, which I was so glad that the event went well. I think they're going to keep doing that, even though once the COVID recovers, even I think they're going to, which is awesome because say somebody like me in Ohio, I'm not going to go to an event, most likely, somewhere, say, New Zealand, or even a fiber event in California. How often am I going to do that? So a lot of these smaller farms and vendors, I would never be subjected to, never be able to see their stuff. They would sell locally to the surrounding states, and that's who knows their stuff. A lot of them don't have Etsy shops and stuff because they're farmers. So it's really cool to be able to see all the new vendors that you don't know from shows that you're used to going to out here. The cat. So that's really cool. It keeps you in touch, and you get to not meet these people, but meet them online and everything. And one lady, I'm buying her Tunis, I believe is the sheep brand I'm buying off her. For the Shave 'em to Save 'em program, you have to buy at least 4 ounces of wool, 15 different breeds. They're all registered as rare breeds, going out of, they're threatened breeds. They're trying to bring them back into so that they're not threatened anymore. There's so few of them. Anyway, I talk more on that at other times. So I'm buying Tunis from her. I think I bought a half a fleece. You're supporting your farmers. I buy more than 4 ounces. What if I don't like it and I want to do something more with it? And I'm also buying from her a natural dye kit. This is some type of bark that you use to dye wool with. I was like, that sounds interesting and up my alley. So I'm going to try that. I might take one of my dad's fleeces and experiment with the dye on that fleece. I think it will take the dye very well. I have never tried to dye anything, but it's one of my next steps on something I want to learn for my hobby, just for my own purpose. So that's what's going on with me, other than just gardening, and I got a huge garden going. My berries, I have a couple red raspberry bushes and a black thornless bush that I planted 3 summers ago, and they're looking nice. So finally, I'm hoping this year to get quite a few berries off of them. My cherry tree looks beautiful this year. I believe I can harvest them in June, I believe. Last year I just traveled everywhere. I have no idea if the tree even bloomed. The year before, something was wrong with the trees out here. It was like a weird season, and it never bloomed. The first year we were here, which was the year prior to that, it was amazing. I was like, oh my gosh, we have a cherry tree out there. And it bloomed, I believe it was June or July. And we got Al and Brittany up there on ladders and ropes, weighted ropes, and they were throwing it up over the branches and pulling the branches down far enough where they could pick, you know, the cherries off of it. And we just left the whole top of the tree to the birds, of course. Because I'm like, how do you pick a cherry tree? Unless you get on ladders, because the branches are up high. Professional or farmers or whatever, they have those big machinery, and it's like an umbrella, and it wraps around the tree, and they shake the tree, and all the cherries come down. And yeah, we have one cherry tree, so we're getting on a ladder and we're picking them. I'm hoping this year we are able to harvest them too, because we got this huge container of just the sweetest Bing cherries, and oh, I ate so many that summer, I didn't want to eat them again for quite a while. So I'm hoping this year we're going to get to eat those. What else is going on? I think that's it. If you guys want to see something or have any questions, let me know. If you want me to do a video on something specific, let me know. I'll see what I can do. I should shoot videos more often now. I have my garage. It's getting set back up, put it that way. I have so many damn projects in here. I need way more containers. I buy like a container or two every pay so that I can organize it and put it in certain spots, because I have like a lot of fiber here, my charity yarn here. I had everything organized, and then my youngest moved back in, and I had to pull all my stuff out of that room. So now I'm reorganizing it into here, which is good. I'd rather have her home, absolutely. I have enough space out here. I'll deal with it. And I also got over my sewing affliction. What was I thinking? I don't know. I'm not a sewer. I'm not. My girlfriends can sew like queens, and then if they like it, I look at my sewing machine and I'm like, ugh, that's not my thing. I can nip and tuck things now that my girlfriend Karen gave me a couple sewing lessons. That's all I want to do. I took all my mending projects and put the sewing machine out a few weeks ago. Got through them. It's back in its spot where it's supposed to be now, until I get some other project. Alright, final thought. I was thinking of maybe next year, one of the fleeces. I do have fabric to make 2 quilts that I had bought. So I was thinking, well, I could take one of the fleeces after I clean it up and felt it and use it for batting for one of the quilts. But I'll have to look into that and do some research. I don't do anything without researching the hell out of it and reading up on it and stuff. I'm pretty sure that's going to be possible. Oh, another fun fact is the second cuts, or the gnarly bits that you're not going to use from your wool or alpaca or whatever you're using, you can throw in your garden. Did a lot of research on these gardens, and I'm like, what is this wool that they're putting into their gardens? And that's just it. They're using wool. I mean, I got all these second cuts and stuff that I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I usually fill bird houses with them and let the birds come take it. And now I'm putting it around my red raspberry bushes. And I'm putting it, once we get everything planted, I'm going to put it around all of the plants. And then we have walkways built in, so I'm going to put it down, then cardboard, and then the mulch we got. And keep down in the weeds. So that was interesting. I didn't know you could do that with the second cut. So, cool. Fun fact. Alright, I'm going to let you go, and hopefully I'll shoot another video before like months from now. I'll try to keep up. Alright, be good.